channel. It's your girl Obelicious. Hope you guys are doing okay. How's the week been? Hope the week has been okay. Mine has been, well, not too bad, but I thank God. So on this video, what we're going to talk about is something we do often, and at times we do it wrongly, especially when it has to do with praising yourself. We hardly praise ourselves, and don't feel bad if you do this. I used to fall into this category until I learned better. So if you are in the category of the people that don't appraise themselves or give themselves a pat on the back, I think it's time you start doing it. Guys, if it's your first time here on this channel and you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, like, comment and share. And if you're a returning subscriber, you guys know I like you guys and I don't take you guys for granted. So let's go right straight into the video. Like the topic suggests, we're talking about self-appraisal, evaluation, assessment, whatever you call it. That's what we're going to be discussing. So how often do you do this? Companies do it at periodic times. Some people do it annually, some people do it quarterly. But however you do it, there are ways, there are things you should not neglect when you are doing your self-appraisal. So I'm just going to list them in no particular order. Firstly, you have to list your accomplishments. Like I used to do mine every month. I have a folder where I jot down things that I have accomplished for the month. So at the end of the year, I can sum up these things because we tend to forget what we've accomplished. And don't take any little accomplishment for granted, because all these things amount to the major ones. Little drops of water makes a mighty ocean. So never take any little accomplishment for granted. Now, after you have written down all your accomplishments, you've highlighted them, you can't just set them out in bullet points. No, it will make sense, because you are here, remember, to sell your accomplishment, to sell yourself, to sell your brand. This is the time for you to review yourself. You're either sending this to management, depending on your company or where you're working, or you're sending it to your manager or your supervisor. So it's time to elaborate. Don't be selfish with this. No, this is not a time. This is not like it won't appear as rude if you are, selling everything you have done or selling your skills. No, they really want to know. When they ask you to self-appraise yourself, it means you should praise yourself as if you are an external body and you're trying to look at every good thing. So do everything, do justice to it. Now that you have put up everything, you have to use analytics. And by analytics, what do I mean? I mean data. See, data sells. Data speaks volume. Don't just say, oh, I did this, I did that. It doesn't sell. So I'll give you an example. If you are a salesperson and you have a target, tell them how you met your target and by what percentage. I met my target by 100%, or I exceeded my target by 20%. You see, that way you have sold yourself. Or let's say you're in procurement. You could say, for instance, I have saved the company money by negotiating down the cost of diesel by 20%. So I've saved the company 20% on their yearly costs for running diesel. Or if you're into customer service, you could say, since I joined the company, or since January of last year, customer retention has increased by 25%. We used to have XYZ amount of customers in our database, but since I started doing XYZ, our customer database has increased from X amount to X amount. So you see, data sells, and it's not just mere words. And of course, have like facts to back things up, so you're not just making them up. Of course, make sure that what you're saying is true, because if you work in a team and your team is great, we appreciate it. We know your team is fantastic, but this is not the time to sell your team. This is the time to sell your market. Sell your market. Let your light shine. Talk about how your skills has helped your team grow, how your effort has helped the company grow. So I know the team is good, but just focus on yourself. This is your time to shine. We'll deal with your team later. Now, also make sure that all these goals and accomplishments are also aligns with the company's goals and objective. So it's not just for your own personal gain. Make sure that the company, what you're doing is aligning with the company's vision, and you're not breaking any rules or any policy or any regulation, even within the company or outside. Because at times, some things we do could make the federal government fine our company. So make sure that all these things you're doing doesn't go against any rule or regulation. Okay, so I also want to talk about being positive. Now, when you're talking about appraisal, we also need to mention our strengths and weaknesses. I mean, nobody is perfect, right? So talk about your strength, talk about your weaknesses. Now that you have bragged and said everything about yourself, talk about your weaknesses. Let's say, for instance, you always struggle with time. Don't say, during the course of my work, I missed a deadline and we failed to reach the deadline at the appropriate time. You see, we don't want to use word like failed, because failed is a negative word. So if I were you, I would coin it like this. I would say, in our last project, we encountered challenges with time and could not meet the deadline due to time constraint. Afterwards, we realized that we need to work on our time management skills, or in this case yours, you need to work on our time management skills. And so far I have taken time management course, or I have started doing XYZ. List the things that you have started doing to prevent such occurrence from reoccurring. Like, I now have a daily reminder for XYZ, or we have planned how we do things, or we strategize how to do things in order not to allow such happen, or to mitigate from, not meeting with deadlines anymore. You see the smart way we played it. That way we did not use any negative word. Also, be positive in your statement. Let the person reading it have a smile on their face throughout at the time they'll be reading it. Just tell the story that makes them happy. Then don't forget to have someone proofread what you've written, because this is not the time you want to make errors. Don't make typo errors. At times I know we make errors, we make typo errors. It might be intentional or not, but of course it can't be intentional. It might be a mistake. So just have someone proofread it. Also, make sure that you are not misrepresenting something or saying things that have not happened. So just go through it over and over and over again, okay? And then you send it and watch the magic happen. I hope this tip would help you in your next self-evaluation. And if you have been doing this, I would like to know what other tips you use besides this that I just mentioned. There are actually a lot, but I don't want to make this video too long. I just wanted to share some of the tips that have always worked for me, and I'm dying to hear what other tip or strategy you use to accomplish that, appraisal, because every time I send my appraisal, it always just gives me the result I want. So please put in the comment section below. Let's learn. We are all here to learn. Until I come your way next time, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, be safe and bye for now.